Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. Some betrayals cut so deeply that even if the person stays, what was broken can never truly be repaired. This is a story about learning that truth when it's already too late. I used to think love was unbreakable, that it could endure arguments, distance, boredom, even mistakes. I was wrong. There's one thing love can't survive. The moment you turn into someone unrecognizable to the person who trusted you most. My name is Emily, and I shattered the heart of the only man who ever loved me completely. His name was Ryan, and for years he was my entire universe. We met when I was 23, newly graduated, unsure of my future, still figuring out who I was. Ryan was older, 6 years ahead of me in life, steady, self-assured, already established as an architect. Being with him felt like standing on solid ground. He remembered the smallest details about me. How I liked my coffee, which songs calmed me down. He stayed awake until I got home, no matter how late it was. He listened without trying to fix me. For 4 years he was my constant. And I promised him everything. Faithfulness, honesty, love. I meant it. Until I didn't. The shift didn't happen overnight. It began quietly. I started working at a new marketing agency filled with driven, energetic people who lived for late nights and after-work drinks. That's where I met Jason. Jason was magnetic, quick-witted, effortlessly charming. He made routine days feel exciting. We told ourselves we were just co-workers, just friends. But deep down, I knew I enjoyed his attention more than I should have. Ryan trusted me completely. When I mentioned Jason, Ryan would joke, "I hope he's not trying to steal you." I laughed and brushed it off, pretending it was harmless. I never told him how much I liked being seen through someone else's eyes. One night, after everyone else left the office, Jason and I stayed behind to finish a project. We ordered food, opened a bottle of wine, talked longer than we should have. And then it happened, we kissed. I pulled away immediately, told him it was wrong, said it couldn't happen again. But the line had already been crossed. And no matter how much I tried to convince myself otherwise, I was no longer the person Ryan believed I was. I didn't tell him. Instead, I carried the guilt alone, convincing myself silence was better than destruction. I thought if I buried it deeply enough, it would disappear. It didn't. I became distant, irritable. I snapped at Ryan for no reason, avoided his gaze, stayed late at work unnecessarily. He noticed the change long before I admitted it to myself. One evening while I was cooking dinner, he asked softly, "Emily, are you still happy with me?" That was my chance. The moment I could have told the truth. I didn't. I smiled and said, "Of course." Then changed the subject. But secrets rot you from the inside. The more I hid, the more disconnected I felt. And then I made the worst decision of all. At our company's end-of-year party, I drank too much, danced too freely, believed I was in control when I wasn't. Jason and I stepped onto a balcony overlooking the city lights. He leaned in, and this time I didn't stop him. The kiss wasn't brief. It wasn't accidental. And someone saw us. The next day, Ryan came home earlier than usual. His face was drained of color. His eyes looked distant. He didn't shout. He didn't ask questions. He said quietly, "Someone sent me a video from your office party. I don't need explanations. I've already seen everything." I begged. I cried. I told him it didn't mean anything, that I loved him, that it was a reckless mistake. But when trust is broken, words lose their value. He looked at me, and in that moment I saw the exact second something inside him shut down forever. For days he slept in the guest room. The apartment felt hollow. When he finally spoke, it wasn't to argue. He told me he'd found a place. He'd be moving out by the end of the week. I pleaded for therapy, for time, for forgiveness. He shook his head and said, "I could have forgiven a kiss. What I can't forgive is you lying to me every single day after. That's what destroyed us." That's when I understood the truth. It wasn't the kiss that ended our relationship. It was the weeks of deception. The way I pretended nothing was wrong while everything was already broken. Ryan moved out on a rainy Thursday. I stood at the window as he loaded the last box into his car. He never looked back. And I didn't chase him because I knew it was over. Almost a year has passed. I've dated. I've tried to move on. But no one feels like him. Sometimes I see Ryan around the city. In a grocery store. At a cafe. We exchange polite nods like strangers who share a distant memory. The last time I saw him, he wasn't alone. He was laughing with someone new. And the way he looked at her, the warmth, the ease, I recognized it instantly. It didn't break me the way I thought it would. Instead, it confirmed what I already knew. I lost him forever. And he found the trust one destroyed with someone else. If you're listening to this and you're standing at the edge of a choice you know you shouldn't make, remember this. Not everything can be repaired. Not everything can be earned back. Sometimes the person you hurt won't give you another chance. Not because they stopped caring, but because they care enough about themselves to walk away. I broke Ryan's trust. And that's something time will never undo. Some mistakes don't disappear. They follow you. They shape you. This is mine. A lesson learned far too late. What would you have done?